This is the Marvel Legends series, Marvel Studios, the Infinity Saga. From Avengers Endgame, we have Thor in his fully suited up armored battle mode with the two hammers. I picked up this figure from my local Toys R Us store. If you live here in Manila, I picked this one up at Robinson's Galleria Toys R Us for a whopping $34. Wow, talk about a price increase. This figure is the first one to sell out of the big three that were released. Infinity War, Captain America, and Iron Man. Iron Man 1 movie, the Mark III. He was last in my priority out of the big three, but everyone seems to want this figure, so at least out here in Manila. So let's find out what the hype is all about, and I'm hoping there are no defects for this figure. Look at that. Actually very nice. I'm actually pretty impressed at the detail. He's got a cape that I don't think is removable. I'm not gonna try and find out if it is, but he's got just one head sculpt, and this is the lightning eyes version. This is not the normal one. But I mean, this is the only head sculpt that's significant, that's really matters for this figure, and that's the when he armors up and he gets both hammers. So yeah, not too bad. Details are actually pretty cool. That head sculpt. And I guess that's the main selling point for this figure. White out pupils. You got the Odin beard, the ponytail, half ponytail hair. There's actually a lot of hair going on. The armor, nice glossy discs right here. Get some chainmail here. You know what? I just wish they could have used darker plastic. I don't know. I'm sure they nailed this. The color is right. I just get the feeling that it should have been a little bit darker rather than lighter gray. It's sort of a, yeah, like a glossy type of gray plastic. It's good. It's by no means bad, but I wish everything was about like this type of black. But yeah, I think this is pretty accurate. I mean, Hasbro would get it right. I mean, the movie's been out for a while now. They've gotten a lot of samples, and yeah, I'm gonna say they got it right in terms of accuracy for this one. So it comes with the lightning effect. Interesting. Oh, two lightning effects. You have Mjolnir, done in this blue clear translucent plastic. Let's see if we can get some light on that. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Although I would have preferred the silver Mjolnir. The same is true for Stormbreaker. If you want the silver version, you'll have to get the Build-A-Figure, but yeah, I guess I'm pretty okay with this. I would have preferred like a silver version. Let's talk about articulation for the figure. The neck is on a ball joint. It's the new ball joint, the new neck joint. There's a ball joint up here and there's a ball joint down there. The upper torso is on a ball joint. No waist swivel. Does he have butterfly joints? Nope. Shoulders can go in and out, forward and backward. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. Yep. Wrists, they swivel, and this one goes up and down. And then this one, yeah, this one goes up and down as well. Okay, as for the hips, are they drop down hips? Nope, they're not. They do the splits, forward and backward. You got thigh swivel, ratcheting thigh swivel, interesting. Double jointed knees, a little bit loose. My copy, just a little bit. It ratchets a little bit, but it's fine. I actually prefer it this way. It's a lot easier to articulate that joint. No calf swivel. The ankles go up and down, and it's got the rocker ankles, rocker tilt. Okay, so let's do a little bit of comparison with the on-screen images of Thor. So yeah, I think they got the hair right. It's the eyes that I think they need a little bit more blue. On the figure, you can see that he's just about to go electric with his eyes, and this one is like on this. You can see on the image right here that it's a little bit bluish in color. So maybe they could have improved on that, but I'm actually okay with this one. The just about to ignite the lightning type of eyes. You can see it better here Look at that. Yeah, the hair is definitely darker on an image, but basically because it was dark in the area, so that's why. And had they put more light, I'm sure this would have been the color of the hair. So head sculpt, I think they got it. I think they did a better job on this one, especially with the hair, compared to, let's say, the Infinity War Captain America in the same Infinity Saga line. And you can clearly see right here, look at the hammer. Both hammers, when they get ignited or electrified, they don't turn transparent or semi-transparent. I think Hasbro overdid it with the clear plastic on this one. They could have, I think this is what they would have used if it were a kid's toy, maybe for the 5-inch line or maybe for the 3.75 4-inch line. But for the Marvel Legends line, I think they should have kept it solid and probably just used some powder blue paint apps, maybe. I don't know. I'm not an expert on these plastic bits, but I would have definitely preferred the solid silver plastic instead of these clear blue plastic. And for some comparisons, here is the figure with the Infinity War Thor we got from the Cull Obsidian Wave. Clearly see the similarities of the costume. I think both figures are pretty accurate to how we saw them on screen. You can clearly see that the figure shrunk, the scale shrunk. I guess when he got fatter, he shrunk. I don't know. But this is the proper height of Thor. And this one, it just feels a little bit short. It's bordering on SH Figuarts scale, I think. I'm not sure if this was intentional or Hasbro made a mistake with the scale. He's about 6-7 millimeters shorter than this guy. So that's a big difference. Anyway, you can see here that this Thor, I've put both hammers on him. And I still think the silver opaque version of the hammers are superior to these glowing, translucent blue plastic hammers. But I guess with this figure, you definitely will get the best of both worlds. You can switch weapons if you want to. Unfortunately, the hammer that they used for Stormbreaker is the one we got for, it's like the same mold from the Build-A-Figure Thor. And I would have appreciated that if they used this one instead, because this one I think is more accurate. I think it's a better looking hammer. The one on the Infinity War Thor, yeah, it's bigger, beefier, and I think this is the better looking Stormbreaker. And so some final thoughts on this new Infinity Saga Endgame Thor figure. I think it's a great figure. It does what it needs to do on your shelf. It will represent the God of Thunder during that final battle in Endgame. I have a few comments, namely the weapons. They should have kept the silver versions instead of this semi-translucent, semi-transparent blue plastic version. And as I showed earlier, it's not really quite accurate to how it was in the movie. The lightning effects would have done the trick if you ask me. They didn't have to make it all glowing and translucent. The scale of the figure is a little bit small. I wish he was 10% bigger in scale, because compared to the initial Infinity War figure, he is a little bit short. Having said that, I thought the details of his costume, his armor, the overall sculpt was very close, very accurate to how he looked like on screen. That head sculpt, I think, is the main selling point for this figure. If you're a big fan of that whole Endgame scene, you're going to need this figure to complete your diorama. I'm going to give the figure a 9 out of 10. It could still do a little bit more improvement, especially in those areas I mentioned, but it is still a very, very good attempt, a very, very strong effort on the part of Hasbro to represent the final battle Thor in Endgame. Let me know in the comment section what you thought of this figure. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.